Okay.
Hello, my name is Luz Garcia-Pennock, and I'm a student at Rhombus University. And this following is a role play demonstration of a therapy intervention in psychotherapy. A quick overview. This is emotionally focused therapy is a couples therapy approach that helps partners understand what is happening underneath their arguments, not just what is arguing about. In EFT, which is emotionally focused therapy, the therapist focuses on the emotional cycle the couple gets stuck in, such as one partner pursuing with frustration or the other with criticism, then causing withdrawal in the other partner or shutdown, as it could be said. The goal is to slow the conversation down so each person can share their deeper feelings like loneliness, fear, or shame, and their real needs like reassurance, closeness, or support in a way that their partner can actually hear. EFT is not about blaming one person or deciding who is right or wrong. It is about helping both partners feel emotionally safe again and reconnect as a team. During the role play, you may be asked to speak more directly to your partner using soft statements, which can feel vulnerable, but it is meant to create understanding in a new emotional experience between each of you. So a little bit about the session. This session demonstration presents stage one of emotionally focused therapy. Emotionally focused therapy couples counseling session. And stage one is de-escalation and cycle tracking. It's facilitated by me, Light, with Ben, 35-year-old white male, and Elena, 34-year-old Mexican American female, married, who live in Los Angeles and are now experiencing increased conflict and emotional disconnection following the transition into parenthood. Rather than focusing on the surface content of arguments, the session targets the emotional process and interactional pattern that maintain their distress. Consistent with emotionally focused framework, the therapist slows the interaction to clarify emotional meaning and strengthen attachment-based responsiveness between each partner. The four core interventions that are demonstrated are the following. First, cycle tracking and de-escalation. Second, evocative responding and emotional deepening. Third, attachment-based reframing. Fourth, enactments, the guide the partners to express vulnerable needs directly to one another, creating new corrective emotional responses. The overall goal for the session is to help Ben and Elena recognize their negative cycle, understand their emotions driving their reactions, and practice new ways of reaching for one another with openness and vulnerability so their interactions become safer, more supportive, and as thus more connected. Together, these interventions reduce escalation, increase emotional accessibility, and support lasting relational change. Now, the therapy session will begin. With me, Light, Elena, and Ben. Light begins. Hi, Ben. Hi, Elena. It's good to see you both again. Thank you for making time to meet, even though you, Ben, are out of town for business. So each of you are in different places, and we are conducting a Zoom therapy session virtually instead of in person as we would regularly meet. Before we jump in, just want to acknowledge something. Coming back when things feel tense takes courage. So thank you for showing up today. What I'd like to do today is slow things down and get a clearer picture of the pattern that keeps grabbing you both. In EFT, we call it the cycle. I know we talked more about EFT, an education session about it, but I just wanted to share. In EFT, we call it the cycle. And our goal is to track it together so we can begin to loosen it. Does that feel okay as a focus for today?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get this started then. So if I were a fly on the wall at home, Los Angeles, regular weekday evening, kids are tired, things are busy, and tension starts building, what would I see first, Elena?
Yes. So I'm usually doing everything, dinner, homework, cleaning, and he's not there, like mentally.
Not there mentally.
I'm there.
Ben,
I'm tired. I get home and it's chaos.
so you're tired and it feels chaotic. Elena, when you say he's not there, what do you do next? What happens right after that, Elena?
Yeah, so I get irritated. I'll say, Ben, can you help? And then it turns into, why do I have to ask?
So it starts as asking, and then it turns into, why do I have to ask? That makes a lot of sense. And I want to slow it down right there. Alina, when it turns into, why do I have to ask? What's happening inside you right before the irritation comes out? Like, what are you feeling? I know
Yeah,
it's,
wound. Yes. Yeah. So I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm tired. And it just feels like I'm alone.
you feel alone.
Yeah, I feel like it's all on me.
So the feeling is, it's all on me. And when it feels all on you, your system starts to protest. The irritation makes sense because it's signaling something important.
Yes, exactly.
So now let's go to Ben. Ben, when Alina comes at you with that tone, why do I have to ask, quote unquote, what happens inside you?
I feel like nothing I do is ever enough. Like I'm failing.
Failing?
Yeah. And I'm already exhausted, so I just shut down.
So, so inside it lands like, quote unquote, I'm failing. And then you shut down to protect yourself.
Yes.
But you do shut down. You disappear.
Okay, let's pause. I'm going to slow us down. Elena, I hear the pain. And Ben, I hear the pressure. Let's say with let's stay with the inside experience for a moment so we don't get pulled back into the cycle right here in the office while in session. let's name the cycle. What I'm noticing already is something very common in couples who love each other but feel stuck. Elena, when you feel alone, you reach sometimes strongly. And Ben, when you hear that reach as criticism, you retreat. And then Elena feels even more alone. So it's almost like there's this cycle, and I'll say it right now: alone, then protest, then shut down, then that sense of feeling more alone.
Yes, totally. You're describing it very well.
I see.
Yes, that's pretty accurate.
Good. And why I say good is because you both came to be aligned with that cycle that I shared based on what you said, resonating. Because the goal is not to prove who's right or wrong. The goal is to see the pattern clearly enough that you can both turn on it together, that you can evolve together. The cycle is the problem, not either one of you. Elena, when you feel alone in that chaos, your two little kids, the house, the pressure, what is the deeper fear there? If we go underneath that feeling of quote unquote being irritated.
That he doesn't care, or that I just don't matter as much.
That you don't matter.
Yeah, like I'm invisible.
Invisible. That's a big.
Yeah, it is. And that's exactly how I feel.
So when your voice becomes loud, it's not because you want to per se attack him. It's because you're trying to be seen.
Yes, precisely.
See. Elena, I'm going to ask you to do something brave. Would you be willing to turn to Ben? And I say turn to Ben in a sense, we're in different screens, right? But at home, you'll be able to do this in person. I know he's coming back from that business trip. Would you be willing to turn to Ben, just look at him and say the following in a softer way? And I'll say it in quotes. When I feel alone and overwhelmed, what I'm really needing is you. And when I get critical, it's because I'm scared I don't matter.
Yeah, okay, I can try. Ben, when I feel alone and overwhelmed, I'm really needing you. And when I get critical, it's because I'm scared. I don't matter.
Okay.
Ben, stay with her for a second. What was it like hearing her say it that way?
Well, it's definitely
Ben,
different. She's calm and collected. It's easier to hear.
easier to hear.
Yeah, because it's not like I'm being attacked.
Right. So the softer message allows you to stay present. Next, we will go into deepening Ben's primary emotion. Ben, when you feel attacked, when it lands on you as quote unquote, I'm failing, what is the deeper feeling under the shutdown? Ben,
I feel ashamed, like I'm not a good husband.
ashamed?
Yeah, yeah, and I don't want to mess up more, so I just stop talking.
That makes sense. You shut down because you're trying not to make it worse.
Yes, I feel that way.
But it feels like you don't care.
Yes, Elena, that's the heartbreak right there. Elena, when he shuts down to protect himself, you read it as not caring. And Ben, on the other hand, when you protest because you're scared, Ben, you read it as criticism. Ben, I want to help Alina see that what she is can't see right now. So I want to help Alina see what she cannot see. Can you turn toward her and for the spirit of the activity that we're doing, we know, as I shared, since we're not in person, but you will still, like she did, turn to her. So I'll go over this again. Ben, I want to help Elena see what she can't see. Can you turn toward her and say, quote unquote, when I shut down, it's not because I don't care. It's because I feel like I'm failing and I don't know how to fix it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Alina, when I shut down, it's not because I don't care. It's because I feel like I'm failing and I don't know how to fix it.
Wow. Well,
Alina, what's happening inside as you hear that?
yeah, it makes me sad, because I don't want him to feel like that.
Sad.
Yeah, I just want him to show that he cares.
There it is. I just want him to show that he cares. So what I'm seeing is Alina isn't too much, quote unquote, per se. She's scared and alone. And Ben, you aren't cold. You're ashamed and protecting. And the cycle convinces you each of the worst story about each other. Alina, the story becomes he doesn't care. And for you, Ben, the story becomes I'm not enough.
Yeah, I did not realize it comes down to those feelings.
Yeah, I second that. There are deep-rooted emotional dynamics affecting us.
And the deeper truth is you both want connection. You just reach in opposite ways. What we will do next, we will focus on dynamic of the cultural layer and also more meaning into gentle integration of the skills. I want to be gentle about this. I want to gently name something that can matter here too. Elena, you were raised in Los Angeles in a Mexican American family system where closeness and presence often mean love, being in it together. And I know
Yes,
this
that is true.
yeah. And Ben, you come from a different system of values. You're from Michigan, not Latino, not white male. And I say this with all the due respect and grace. And you learned that staying steady, handling things, not getting emotional, that's how you show you care.
Yeah, that's accurate.
So when Elena protests, she's saying, come closer. And when Ben withdraws, he's saying, I'm trying not to fail you. But at the end of the day, you miss each other in the connection, the relationship, but you miss each other.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Definitely.
Let's try one more enactment. This time, repair. Alina, can you speak? Can you ask for what you need in one sentence and without criticism? Something like, Ben, I'm feeling alone. Can you come closer for a minute?
Sure. Ben, I'm feeling alone. Can you come closer for a minute?
Ben, take that in and respond from the part of you that cares in one sentence. One sentence.
Elaine here. I don't want you to feel all alone.
Thank you so much, Ben, for demonstrating to me that you care.
Stay right there, both of you. That moment is the opposite of the cycle. Next, we will remap the cycle clearly and have closure to stage one. Let me map it one more time so it's crystal clear. Alina, when you see Ben not present, your body says, I'm alone, and you protest, raise the voice, criticism, because you're trying to pull him back. Ben, when you hear the protest, you feel shame, I'm failing, and you withdraw to protect yourself, which looks like silence, shutting down, phone time, and distance. Elena, that withdrawal confirms your fear, so you protest harder. And there's the loop. Today, you both showed that you can step out of the cycle when we slow down and speak from the softer voice. How do you each other feel right now? Ben?
Myself, I feel peace. Myself, I feel peace. This work makes a difference and it feels doable.
I feel validated. I think that this is amazing. It feels achievable to change together for the best.
I'm really glad you both said that out loud. Those are important shifts to notice because that's the opposite of the cycle. We'll next discuss homework. That's realistic small steps that continue your growth from what we have right here. I want to give you something small and realistic to practice this week. Not perfect, it's practice. Just practice.
Sure, it sounds like a plan.
Let's do it.
Elena, when you notice the trigger, alone, overwhelmed, I want you to try one sentence. And this is a sentence, by the way, that I put together. You could also create a different sentence. You know, it doesn't have to be this one, but for the purposes of this activity, I want you to try this one sentence, and I'll say it in quote. I'm feeling alone. I need you, Ben. So now, Ben, when you notice yourself shutting down, I want you to try this one sentence, which you could also tweak, ask Elena as well, to fit more of you per se. Elena, I'm starting to feel like I'm failing and I don't want to disconnect.
I will do that.
Me too, for sure.
And either of you, and for instance, if either of you can't do it at the moment, that's okay. Even noticing the cycle is progress. Before we end, I want to reflect on what I saw today from you. I saw love, I saw effort, and I saw two people who are not trying to hurt each other, two people who are trying and working to feel safe and connected again. Next time, we'll keep slowing this down and going underneath the conflict so you can reach for each other in a way that feels safe and brings you closer. Today, you both slow down and name the cycle instead of blaming each other. Elena, you share the softer truth underneath the frustration. And Ben, you stayed present and showed what happens underneath the shutdown. You did so that you could turn toward each other with honesty, and the result was more peace, more understanding, and a real moment of connection. Thank you both for the work you did today, and I will see you next week.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Light, for your guidance. I'm looking forward to practicing this at home.
Agreed. Thank you. We'll do this together.
The session is over, and a quick debrief about the session, but I wanted to ask each of you, any thoughts? I know each of you are not in a relationship together and have never been, but you each are married and have partners, spouses. Any thoughts, just high level, about this process? Anything that resonates overall?
Yeah, I can go. Yeah, I think this is a good practice to put in place, definitely. Just looking back at my marriage and the younger years in our marriage and having husband worked, and that he wasn't necessarily pulling all the time, that there was more that he could do. So definitely feeling where you're overwhelmed and you feel like you're not seen or heard is relatable. And the practice of just taking it slow and moving away from the cycle could be something that, couples can benefit from.
Yeah, and I think just knowing the cycle, just being aware of the cycle so you can identify that, and gives you a greater understanding of people who would withdraw or shut down. And so yeah, it's definitely good.
Agreed.
Thank you, both of you. I appreciate you for being in this journey with me. I know, Elena has been with me through the journey in the first, the foundational class on therapy interventions. She participated in one of the demonstrations. And I know, as far as Ben, he participated in a demonstration over a week ago for an person-centered therapy. So I want to thank each of you for being part of my journey, because at the end of the day, for us students going through this, there's a lot of vulnerability. And when you're comfortable, feeling safe, practicing with someone that you in your circle, it just makes the world of a difference in being presenting ourselves in the best light as a trainee for therapy. So thank you, both of you. I'm gonna stop recording the session, but we'll continue for a minute. We have 2 minutes left